Hey guys, what's going on? So about a year ago, I for the first time started to take this channel seriously. I started to put a lot more effort into the content that I was putting up, as well as trying to maintain a consistent upload schedule. And at that time, I started to see a lot more subscribers coming to the channel. About a year ago too, because of that influx in new subscribers, I started to get a lot of requests across my socials and in the comment section for different formats of videos that you all wanted to see. One of these requests stood out to me because I really liked the idea of it, and I noticed a lot of you seem to be requesting the same thing. And that was what I do inside of the weight room, what my personal exercise workout routines look like. So 7 months ago, I acted upon those requests and I filmed my first workout routine video, and it was documenting my chest routine. Then a month later, I followed that up with a bicep workout, and it's been 6 months since that video has been posted, and I haven't updated that playlist. I haven't added to that series of videos since then. So finally here today, after 6 months of you guys asking, I will be getting up my tricep video, and that's what this is gonna be. You guys let me know what you think of this video in the comments below, and you let me know what muscle group you wanna see me train next. Now, with all of that being said, let's get into what this routine is gonna look like. I'm gonna be performing 3 exercises today that are gonna target the muscle group that is tricep. The first exercise we're gonna hit is gonna be skull crushers using an easy bar. The rep ranges are gonna be 12, 10, 8, and 6. I'm gonna conclude each set with a drop set of skull crushers, but using dumbbells. Drop set simply just means go until failure, until my muscle physically drops. Let's get into it. So the tricep isn't actually one muscle. It's technically made up of 3 smaller muscles that work as a group. These 3 muscles are referred to as the lateral head, medial head, and long head. All 3 of them join together and connect at the elbow. This is an important concept to know because when you plan out your exercises, it's probably a good idea to make sure you incorporate a routine that's gonna target all 3 of those separate, smaller individual muscles. That's gonna help to overall stimulate better growth in the region. With that being said, I've had my break. Now I'm gonna hit set number 2 of skull crusher. We're gonna be going to 10 this time and concluding with that drop set once again. So the technical name for your triceps is actually Triceps Brachii. This is a Latin word that means 3-headed muscle of the arm. The naming scheme here for Tricep Brachii is fairly similar to the sister group of this muscle group, referred to as the bicep or the Biceps Brachii. Bi meaning 2 and tri meaning 3. It's important to note that when you're at home doing either biceps or tricep routines, that you always couple your tricep day with a bicep routine at some point. You don't want to train one of these muscle groups without the other. They work in conjunction with each other to allow your arm to move, and if you're training your triceps, you should either on the same day or within the same training period of a couple days follow up with a bicep routine as well. Of course, you all probably know I have my bicep routine listed in the description of this video. You can check that out after this video. We've done 12, we've done 10. Now I'm gonna drop it down to 8 reps on skull crusher, finishing off with the dumbbell version of it. Cool, so it's been a second since I finished that last rep. Well, it's been 1:30 to be precise. That's about how long I'm leaving between each one of these sets. About 1 minute to 2 minutes between each one. I've been averaging so far about 1:30. So now I'm gonna get back in and we're gonna hit set number 4, which is gonna be 6 reps, and then we're gonna conclude again with a dumbbell skull crusher as a drop set. So there you have it. That was exercise number 1, skull crusher. Now I'm gonna move on to the second exercise for today's routine. It's gonna be tricep kickbacks. For kickbacks, I'm gonna be performing 4 sets, just as I did here in skull crusher. I'm just gonna change the rep amounts a little bit. I'm gonna slide everything up to do more reps with this exercise. It's gonna be 15, 12, 10, 8. In just a moment, when I catch my breath, I'm gonna get into kickbacks. So here we go with that for you guys right now. All right, so just as I did with skull crusher, I'm performing a full range of motion again here with this kickback exercise. Full range of motion in this case simply means that my arm is starting contracted like this, and then I'm straightening that elbow all the way out and then bringing it all the way back in for a full range of motion. Throughout all 3 of the exercises we're gonna be covering today, I will be exercising a full range of motion inside of the drop sets as well as inside of all of the exercises themselves. So now after about a minute 30 break, I'm gonna get back into kickbacks and I'm gonna perform 12 sets this time instead of 15. So let's get into that now. So for these kickbacks, it's important to note that this exercise is the main exercise that targets the tricep long head, and it's the only one that specifically targets that portion of your tricep. Remember, like I said earlier in this video, the tricep's actually broken up into 3 smaller muscle groups. Well, the one that this guy is getting is the long head. That's the one that's kind of in through here. So with that being said, I'm gonna go into my 3rd set of kickbacks right now, and this time around, I'm gonna be performing 10 reps. So when I'm performing this exercise, it's very important that, as I've already mentioned, we want that full range of motion, of course, but for the rest of the body, the things that you need to focus on here is I'm keeping my chin up, I'm looking straight ahead, I've got my back angled at about a 45-degree angle, roughly, got my ass sticked out and my shoulders pulled back. This way I'm engaging my back muscles, I'm not gonna hurt my lower back when I'm over in this bent, over position that I'm in while performing the exercise. And the last thing that you wanna make note of is that your tricep is straight across, it's kind of horizontal, and then you're moving all the way out and coming back in like that. And remember, form and slow, always more important than heavier weight. Now, in just a moment, I'm gonna catch my breath here. I'm gonna go into the last set of tricep kickbacks, 8 reps this time. So for you guys, I'm gonna cut to that now. Here we go. Cool, so coming off of tricep kickbacks, the next exercise we're gonna go into, the 3rd and final exercise for today's routine, is gonna be front cable pull downs. The reps and sets for this exercise are gonna be similar to that first exercise, skull crusher. What you're gonna see me perform is 4 sets at rep ranges of 15, 12, 10, 8. Following each set, I'm gonna pair this exercise with a drop set of tricep pull down. You're gonna see me perform those pull downs across 2 different benches. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But for now, let's get into front cable pulls. All right, so there you have the first set of tricep pull downs. At this point in the workout, I'm definitely starting to feel pretty gassed. I only have a handful of sets left in this routine, and then I'm gonna be closing out the workout. With all that said, I wanna talk for a second about the accessory that I'm currently using in the tricep pull down you just saw. Right now, I've got a straight bar. There are many variations on attachments, accessories that you can use that you can swap out instead of that straight bar. In fact, what I've found over the years is by switching through the accessories every time you come to perform this particular exercise, you're gonna be changing the secondary and tertiary muscles that you're activating during the exercise itself. So in the case of this straight bar, I find that I get a lot of activation in through my chest and in through my core, especially if I'm holding a proper posture while performing this. If I switched out the accessory to maybe like a pair of ropes, I'm gonna feel more activation into my shoulders and back. So that's something to always keep in mind, is that especially with this guy, you wanna be maybe every 3 times you perform it. So after 3 weeks on one accessory, switch it up to a different accessory so you can get some different muscle groups. The primary muscle groups are still, of course, gonna be the tricep, but we're also getting some secondary activation along the way, which always helps. Now we're going into set number 2 here on this guy. So we're gonna perform 12 reps, and then I'm gonna go back into those tricep dips. Let's get it. So you probably noticed that during those tricep dips, I actually have my legs elevated. The reason why, excuse me, I gotta catch my breath. The reason why I have them elevated like that, because what I've found over the years repping this home gym setup is that if I just put my legs on the ground and I do this off the side of a couch or even off the side of just one of these stationary benches, I've noticed that my legs, especially near the end of the set, especially where I'm about to drop on a drop set, I noticed that my legs like to take over and they're gonna try and overcompensate for what's going on up top. They're gonna sort of force my pelvis up, which is gonna sort of reduce the amount of work that my triceps are putting in. I don't want that. So what I've come to do now is simply just elevate the legs. Gonna get a better activation in the tricep, definitely gonna be harder. Just a quick way to make things more difficult for you so you get better results, better gains in the long run. Now, last thing I'll mention along these lines, along this concept, is I've also experimented with like rolling office chairs down here in the basement setup, and I like them a lot. The reason why I like the office chair for these tricep dips off of a bench is because when you put your legs up on the office chair and you go all the way down and then back up, as you go down, you're gonna notice that the legs kind of move out. Because the chair's rolling in and out away from you, there's no possibility that your legs can compensate for your triceps and take some of that pressure off of your arms. So the rolling chairs, if you've got a home setup going similar to mine, rolling chairs, maybe even a yoga ball, really, really great practice when doing these dips, letting your legs roll away from you and then come back as you go up and down. With that being said, I'm gonna hit the third set of tricep pull downs. For this third set, I'm gonna be performing 10 reps, and let's hit that now. So momentarily, I'm gonna be hitting the fourth and final set inside of these tricep pull downs. But just before I do, I wanna ask you, if you enjoyed this video, if you did, make sure to let me know by hitting the like button. Did you check out my bicep and chest routines? Did they help you? I hope maybe some of you guys have tried these exercise routines for yourself at home, and I hope that they've helped you in your own workouts. Maybe push you forward, maybe help you get over some ruts that you were stuck in on your own. Hit me with some answers to these questions in the comments below. As well, get your requests in as to which muscle group you wanna see me train next on camera, and we can break that down maybe in the future. I'd like to hear from all of you about what muscle group that is so I can best choose while we train next. With that said, let's get into it. I'm hitting the fourth and final set of tricep pull downs for 8 reps. So there you have it, that's been my tricep routine. I need to leave you with 3 huge thank yous. The first is to Taylor Bradford, who's been an incredible supporter of the channel for some time now. Thank you for all your contributions, Taylor. The second is to Justin Wonderlick. He makes drum covers here on YouTube. There will be a click-through link in the end screen. Go check him out for sure. He's got some really awesome content. And then the third thank you, of course, is to all of the rest of the incredible individuals that support me on Patreon to continue to help me do what we're doing here. So thank you to all of you. Thank you so much. If you want to support the channel, you can get involved. Patreon link, merch link, description below. Maybe check those out. Come hang out with me on my Discord server. If you want to connect with me further, you can do so at any of my social media pages. The links are on the screen for you right now, as well, of course, as always, in the description below. Thanks so much for checking out this video. I will see you guys all very soon with something new.